I have a story I'd like to share. This comes from mirror.co.uk. Baltazar Lemos is a 60-year-old man who lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil. As an experienced ceremonialist, a sort of master of ceremonies for various kinds of events, Lemos claims that he has conducted 889 funerals. Baltazar was saddened recently when he conducted a funeral service in which only 2 mourners showed up. And
tough crowd.
It's hard. I mean, hey, I've hosted shows with less. I understand. You know,
that's sadder because you're a live person.
I know, right?
It's like I just understand not wanting to see a corpse because who cares? When it's a person like I want to entertain you, and they're like, "Fuck no."
But as a guy who throws funerals, aren't funerals the worst bringers? Because you really find out who's got pull in this.
Well, that's right.
It's weird to get happy when a lot of people show up.
Wow, this guy really was out. Okay.
So he's kind of bummed out. Only a couple people there. The sadness was so profound that it got Baltazar thinking, which it's always bad when you start thinking. How many of his friends and family would come to pay their respects and bid him farewell when he died?
That's such a fucking anxiety thing to think about. If I died, would people cry?
How many?
Is that a Bob Dylan song?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it's Blood on the Tracks. Yeah. How many of his so-called friends and family would actually bother to turn up at his funeral? That's when Baltazar came up with a plan.
He killed himself.
Oh, if only.
But on top of a treasure chest.
On January 9th, Baltazar posted a photo on Facebook of himself outside of the Albert Einstein Hospital in Sao Paulo. The next day, someone posted an ominous message on his social media announcing, quote, "At the beginning of this sad afternoon, Baltazar Lemos left us. More information coming soon." Lemos's friends and family were stunned by the announcement, as no one had even known he'd been ill. One of his nephews rushed to the hospital to ask about him, but the staff had no record of him ever being there in the last couple of days. But nonetheless, as Baltazar's online friends shared the tragic news of his passing, people started paying their respects in the comments and asking about the cause of death, but no explanation was given. The service was going to take place at the Vatican Chapel in Baltazar's hometown of Curitiba on January 18th. Turns out his 890th funeral is going to be his own.
Even if he gets what he wants. He's like, thank you all so much for. He scares the shit out of everybody.
You really do. Yeah. And there is a video of this, and unfortunately, it is in Portuguese. If there's anyone listening that speaks Portuguese, if I could send it to you and get a transcript, I would love that. But I got some of it from the news story. The video of the funeral shows a crowd of tearful mourners in the back of an altar on a low stage covered in wreaths and floral tributes. A recording of Baltazar's voice begins playing over the PA system as the deceased started recounting his life. So they walk in and it's just a guy just being like, "I was born 60 years ago." And they're like,
if you're
"Wow,
hearing this, I'm dead."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, isn't it weird? He recorded himself saying all this shit. So mourners began dabbing tears from their eyes with handkerchiefs, as this would be the last time they ever heard the voice of Baltazar.
Okay.
Just then, the curtain behind the floral arrangements.
Like, what, are you going to hiding the rest of your life if this is successful? I mean, like,
oh no! The curtain behind the floral arrangements begins to rise. The double doors behind the altar opens, and a figure emerges, wearing a
like a pro wrestling style intro.
No, dude,
Fog machine
literally,
it's the Stefan Diggs.
This is
red and blue.
where
parts of a sea of cheerleaders.
Wearing a bizarre silver hoodie over his face. The man.
Wait, it's Kanye West.
Silver hoodie.
It is a hoodie made of glitter that he's wearing.
He went to a Ye concert and was inspired. I get it. I've been there. I would have loved to get a hoodie made of chainmail. He found one. Shout out to Sao Paulo guy. Baltazar.
So he's wearing the hoodie over his face. The man suddenly throws back his glittery hood and reveals himself as Baltazar to an astonished crowd.
What? Yeah.
So he
astonished or disappointed.
And so he starts speaking, and this is part of the speech. "I've performed 889 farewell ceremonies, and at some ceremonies there were 2 people. At others, there were 500 people. I wanted to know who would come to mine. I sent out an invite to my 60th birthday party on January 29th, and 600 people confirmed. What they don't know is that the real party is happening today. So he threw a surprise birthday party for himself at his own funeral.
Wow.
Which is fucking a great way to just lock in people that'll for sure come to your birthday party.
I love everything about that story.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So I mean, so I guess like if you do enough funerals, you just start to develop a bit of ego. It's like I am the one who leads people through to the great beyond.
Yeah. You're the oarsman on the river Styx.
You definitely
Great.
need to be going to therapy to be around that much death all the time.
Yeah, and you really hate like bombing a funeral.
Yeah. What's funny is he's not just a funeral director. He's called a ceremonialist. So he does bar mitzvahs and birthdays and all kinds of crazy.
Brisses, yeah.
Yeah.
Does he do a lot of
flipped
brisses
the
in
saddest
Brazil?
day of their lives to the best party.
That's
of
what he
their
thought.
lives.
That's for sure what he thought he was doing.
This glitter hoodie.
That shit was turned up. He had a glitter hoodie on. Let's go. You know it's a party. You see the balloons out front? The balloons out front.
He said
it's going down.
He says, yeah, what they don't know is that the real party is actually happening today. 60 years celebrated in 60 minutes. The mourners, however, were not impressed. One man named Pedro did not mince words when he told the local media, quote, I really want to kill him. You don't do that. Like, I like this bastard a lot, but you don't play that kind of joke. I love that quote. I like this old son of a bitch, but he sucks.
Yeah.
Well, no, if he's 60, that means his friends are. You can't play with their hearts. You
I
can't play
know.
with- they're very sensitive. He thought he lost his old friend.
Like an eighth of his friends.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well,
And then like it'll be boy cries wolf situation where when he does die, two people will show up and they'll be considered suckers for falling for it again.
bingo. He is
no.
locked down
Now-
the perfect example of irony where it's like, yeah, you're now assured to have no one come. You have made yourself Elden
What are
Rigby.
you talking about? That party was amazing. if he dies again and I don't show up and it's another party and I miss it, get the fuck out of here. I'm going to every one of his funerals.
Yeah, this guy's crazy. Yeah, you go to his parties, but you make sure you tell people where you're going because he's a little off.
It's also like, those people who really, really care about what happens to their body after they die. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
He definitely falls into this category.
This is another friend said, I almost had a heart attack. When I see him, the first thing I'll do is give him a slap on the face if I don't smash a bottle on his head. So okay,
But not kill him.
no, just maim him terribly.
But that's a bottle of Cristal that you got
Yeah,
at the funeral after party, my friend. Turn up. Turn the fuck up.
It is like the best birthday party is your own funeral.
Another friend, Rosalia, was similarly scathing, telling local media, I didn't like it. I felt very rough. Like many others, I had a panic attack. Joking about death is very serious, and he crossed a line. An event planner that used to work with Baltazar said, quote, I've known him since 2001. I thought the story was horrible. I spend one day sad and the other indignant. For me, he died on the 17th when I found out about everything. This was a bad idea.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, make new friends. Fuck.
Find friends that support the vision.
Yeah,
You know
with
what
better
I mean?
senses of humor.
Yeah. You don't have the party grind set that I have to make the most fantastic party of all time with my glitter hoodie.
Life is death, and it's a celebration. Like that's the grind set you have to have.
60 years young, still turned. Let's go.
I would be sad, or I'd be pissed off for like a day, and then be like, "That's a pretty funny."
I know, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'd just be like, "What? I took off work for this?" It's like, "Well, I took off work, and he's not dead."
Yeah,
What was
this is
it?
better
Your
than work.
friends ask you, "Was it? Are you okay? I heard you went to a funeral." My friend faked his own death. He was actually at the funeral, hanging out.
Let's just go back to the original setup.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of him in front of the hospital, like, I am hospital now.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a GoFundMe before? I mean, they're all fake as fuck. Just a guy with a broken leg, and they're like, "Yeah, I think I'm dying forever."
So I twisted my ankle skateboarding, and
Shouts
guys,
out to George Santos. You know?
Oh, yeah.
man.
The GoFundMe God.
And now the Spider-Man turn off the dark producer.
Man,
you hear about that one?
no,
That's the new twist.
He's done it all.
He told a bunch of people he was a producer on Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark on Broadway.
There's like
And I was like, people were grievously harmed during that. That's not one you want to say Rent or fucking West Side Story.
He is a quintessential New York scammer.
I know. Long Island scams.
We elected Donald Trump as president. You didn't think a grimy scammer wasn't going to get in Congress?
Yeah.
very true.
Free lunches and a pension? Let me get that. Who do I have to be? George, Alistair, whatever name you give me, bruh.
It's all these people are pissed at Lemos. He claimed that he had not used the word death in his social media post technically, but instead had spoken of a farewell. So he's an actually guy.
And he is a stickler for the words.
Yeah.
Language is important.
Quote, I had the idea 5 months ago. I wanted to make it look like I really died. People interpreted it in their own way. The truth is, I wanted to know who would come to my wake. I didn't tell anyone because I hoped it would work out. You're like, what? What did you think was the best possible outcome for this?
No one would show up, and then he would be like, "Fuck, I got all this tuna salad for nothing."
That's true. Yeah. No one shows up, so he can just be, and then he pretend to be a spooky ghost and haunt them.
Pack up and move, man. You ain't got no friends. Fuck, you died. Nobody showed up. Get out of here.
At the end of
Take
his,
both barrels out of your mouth, and you're like, what if no one shows up though? I better check this first before I go through with it.
At the end of his farewell speech, Lemos told the assembled crowd, "Be happy, enjoy life." A smattering of applause followed the speech.
That's the true message.
And afterwards, the party began in a celebration of his 60th birthday. I'm like, almost everyone left.
Was there cake?
This was him and his grandmother in a wheelchair who physically couldn't leave, sitting around eating fucking cake. Just every one of your friends.
You said almost. Did someone stay?
So
you know some folks.
the video
For sure. Got to.
the video cuts off right after he says, "Be happy, enjoy life." So I couldn't see, but what the party looked like. But I have to imagine
This
it's.
man got his 60th birthday on the news. Yeah, that's a good party.
Oh yeah,
Didn't get any gifts though.
yeah.
He forgot.
Oh no, he got a gift. He got the satisfaction of fucking all those people up. As a 60-year-old, old men are dicks. Like that's just what they do. They love doing dickish stuff. Like I made all those people come to my fake funeral, fucking asshole.
Maybe now they'll respect me.
But in Portuguese,
Right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it got me thinking. I do want my funeral to be as funny as possible. Like I would, if I could do this somehow, like have an impersonator kind of a thing, not a fake funeral necessarily, but gotta have something funny happening.
You're gonna have a dead body, a body double. You're gonna kill a homeless guy and shave his face
Yeah.
like you. Have an imposter funeral.
He's like cut. He's like really. He's really. He's really.
He has a silver hoodie.
The old
It's
drifter
me.
funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
No,
the way to make it funny is to make it like overly serious. Like if you're like a goofy guy in real life.
Yeah, that's true.
And you just like have these like real, like almost like American Gothic style, pictures of yourself, and you blow up whatever you did to like epic proportions.
But yeah, a bunch of lies. That's the fun. I mean, the Royal Tenenbaum thing. He died saving a battleship full of orphans.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Hire crisis actors.
Ooh,
There we go.
There we go. Yeah. No, I was just thinking more along the lines of like pneumatics. Like put some pneumatics under my body so my arm moves a little bit, shit like that. Just spooky, scary things.
Outdated trends at your funeral. Have a flash mob there.
Ooh, a flash mob, and they're all got Furbies or something. Oh man, well, yeah. Shout out to Baltazar in Brazil.
We wish we could have made it to your party. It sounded fun. Your friends need all to develop.
I mean, I would kill to go to a funeral where the guy was still alive. I mean, that's like the funny. I mean,
People do that.
yeah.
They do living funerals. That's a thing.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah. No, but it has to be a thing where everyone thinks you're dead. It's not as funny if everyone knows that it's like a, kind of
the ultimate surprise party.
The ultimate surprise party. Yeah, exactly. Oh,
Nah,
Jesus.
people think you a zombie. In open carry state, you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
If people really think you dead and you pop up like, I'm back. Like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
bro, we unloading on that. That's not, that ain't. In a church too? Nah, that ain't what Jesus wants.
Yeah.
Kill the brain. He's got the Last of Us mushrooms in his head.
Yeah. He's got the adaptogens.